going to be gone. So I think this is going to be a teaching tool for spreading CPR, starting with the county buildings and from there.
Doctor? Yes. Question. For the public's knowledge, can anyone use these devices that has some knowledge, even the smallest amount of CPR, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, I think Sam can answer that better than I can.
Okay.
He's been looking at that.
Anyone can, under the Good Samaritan law. Citizens are protected and can take the AED out, and it's self-explanatory. It gives voice prompts and visual prompts, so even if you've never seen one before, you can attach it correctly to the victim, and it'll tell you when to shock and when not to shock.
And that's the answer that I was asking in the question for. Anyone can pull it out, go through the prompts, and be very successful in the operation of this device. It's not a huge amount of training or anything like that. The reason 3 years ago I requested this program, and for whatever reason it's taken 3 years, I guess it's just Mendocino County, this is a no-brainer situation that will save lives, even in the heated discussion in this boardroom. We can save lives with this device. And I'm totally 100% behind this program. If any of us in this room have ever performed CPR, this is the latest and the greatest and the best innovation to come along since the invention of CPR many, many decades ago in the efforts of saving lives. So, yeah, if I can be blamed for spending county money, this is one that I'll hang my hat on, of money well spent in saving the citizens of our county.
Well, speaking on behalf of Coastal Valleys and Health and Human Services and Community Health, and as an old paramedic, I do appreciate this program, and you're correct, it will save lives. So thank you very much to all of you for supporting it.
Thank you, Sam.
Okay, so in closing, we have the list of the initial locations for the AEDs, and you can see we plan on this year in phase 1 placing 19 defibrillators in 8 areas of the county. We tried to get a good representation of the county. You can see we have Boonville, Covelo. We're placing 4 in Fort Bragg initially, Hopland, Laytonville, Point Arena, 8 in Ukiah, and 2 in Willits. Now, this is not written in stone. If there is some facility that as a group we think should have an AED in this first year, we're certainly willing to entertain that. This is what we came up with for year 1. So again, we're very pleased that we're able to implement this. We think that the AEDs are going to be a real advantage to the county facilities. I can tell you in San Diego that in the county administration building, when we put the AEDs in, the first person who had to use that AED was a county employee. So I can say on behalf of the county employees, we're very grateful to have these in our buildings as well. Again, I would like to thank Coastal Valleys, Dr. Luato and Sam Barnett for their assistance and their help. We could not implement this program without Coastal Valleys. Questions?
Supervisor Pinchas.
You mentioned this is phase 1. There'll be another phase of these you'll be able to buy next year. Is that the plan?
We're hoping to have the dollars to buy additional AEDs for the other county facilities next year. The AEDs are approximately $1,500 a piece. That not only includes the AED, but it includes supplies and it includes training with that. So this year, the board authorized $40,000, and we're hoping that out of our EMS budget, we'll have a few thousand left for next year as well. There is an ongoing maintenance. It's a very low maintenance fee for the AEDs as well, because you have to check them, and then if you do use them, you have to replace equipment. So we are hoping next year that we will have the dollars to place more AEDs in county facilities. Supervisor Pinchas.
Thank you. I kind of beat Supervisor Smith here to the punch. I'd like to see one placed up in the Leggett Valley area, maybe at the school or something, because of the distance from any. I would say that would be a top priority.
Okay. Are you looking at that for this first year, Supervisor Pinchas?
Well, I don't know. You know, I would maybe even, because the 10 gym is only about 50 yards from the Long Valley Fire Protection District firehouse. Okay. So maybe if one had to be given up, I mean, that's something you could look at.
Okay.
Maybe it would be better to place it in Leggett Valley than that, because we have, like I say, the tin gym is only about 50 yards from the firehouse where they have complete facilities.
Okay.
So it might be a way to
All right, we'll look at that.
to look at that.
Sam, not a problem? Sure.
I'd just like to thank the Ukiah City Fire Department and Skip Williams, who are seated in the back there, for providing this AED trainer for us to use and show you today. So he's been very helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Skip.
Any other questions?
Supervisor Colfax.
First, I'd like to say I really appreciate this program being put into effect, and thank our chair for taking the lead on this. I do have one concern. The one in Boonville is actually in the building in which I have my office.
That was by intention, Supervisor.
Having survived 2 heart attacks, not having that particular syndrome, I suppose I should be very grateful. My concern about that, and I have more of a question than a suggestion, and that is that although there are seniors there, it acts as a senior center. For most of the time, the only person down there would be yours truly.